Anthony here from West Coast Custom Concrete. Thanks for tuning in on a beautiful Memorial weekend from Huntington Beach. This is a driveway here, a custom driveway. This is a really sweet look. This is a saw cut, 5 foot diamonds, colored concrete with a sandwash finish. This look is one of the top looks with the saw cuts in it. It looks really good. I think on a pool deck, this would be an amazing look with the not the diamonds, but the saw cut with the sandwash finish. What this job here is a perfect example of why being a concrete contractor and not just having hand tools and being a handyman type and having your own equipment when you don't have contracting work, you could pump or demo for other contractors and it spins into all kinds of stuff. Like I was called just to demo this, and then it turned into me pumping it, me bringing my crew, me making thousands of more dollars to pour it. So I sprayed it for them. They went and got the top cast. These guys were amazing. They helped out. The contractor was a flooring contractor who was doing this because they were a little slow, and he was keeping his guys busy. Really cool guy. His guys were cool. They set it up. They did a great job. But this is a top cast finish, so they brought in a pro to do it. And this is another example of West Coast Custom Concrete's elite custom work that I'm doing on here. And it'll always keep going this way. I have so much work coming up. And I'm going to be having all the courses and everything. I'm putting it together now. I got a concrete bench coming up. I got a pool deck, a driveway. What else do I have? I'm going to do a return to the last floating steps I did with the lights. Here's my boy Greg Johnson here. So if you bring this work, just this work to where you're at in your other states, you're going to be the top guy. The other guys will, they'll be, once somebody starts asking who did this work and they start saying your name and use you, this guy's the best, it's just going to keep snowballing. Then you hit it on Facebook or wherever you got to. So I'm going to do a whole thing on marketing too. You don't want to just be coming on YouTube making fun of people. You'll never see any of that on my channel or how incompetent we are or how my guys are terrible and they can't do tasks. You know, I bring people I know. If you bring people that aren't any good and you expect a different uh, outcome of what they do, then you're the problem. I would never hire anyone like that. So you want to represent yourself on social media as a pro and as putting work up. You can mess around and joke around and talk. You know, a lot of these YouTubers don't like competition or they really got thin skin. You say anything and I don't know why they take themselves so serious. Nobody else does. So it's basically like if you played a sport, it's just friendly banter or competition. But these guys trip out on it. My God. So when you put yourself up here, just put yourself up. I'd voice it over. I wouldn't have a camera on my head. You look like an idiot. And I'd make it customer friendly. That's what you want. Because in the end, the YouTube can flip on you. You can make 10, 12 grand a month, 8 grand a month. And then all of a sudden they start shadow banning you and you're down to $400 or $500. I've read that. So you can augment your pay big time from YouTube pay. So it's just all free money, but you're putting time into it, but you're advertising for yourself. Plus, if you keep working and the YouTube money goes down and you keep your overhead low, you could just roll with it. It's fine. You just roll with YouTube. You don't have control of it. But as a contractor and a concrete contractor, an equipment guy, you can control your work. You can market yourself. YouTube, you put it up there. Somebody might see it 3 years from now, 3 months from now, 3 days from now, and call you and hire you. But I wouldn't walk around with a camera on your head. You look, I mean, these 50-year-old guys with these cameras on their head and completely bloated look, I would never hire anyone like that. So you got to realize that marketing. You could try and be big on YouTube, but the odds of that and the longevity of it's not good. And in your business, at some point, you're not going to be able to do it because these guys are one of the laborers on top of it. You got to think of always longevity. You don't want back surgeries, neck surgeries. I've seen some of these guys that are just look like they went through Vietnam a couple courses and all they did is pay, pour concrete. They're just tore up. Oh, I had 3 knee surgery replacements. Right when you hear that, you're like, dang. So be careful what you do. Learn everything. Know the going rate. It's all a whole package of how to market yourself and not being green and learning how to pump, learning how to demo, knowing the price, finding the right guys. And that's the hard part is finding the right labor. The guy on the right's a 15-year pro. The guy on the left, Jonathan's been at it under 2 years, about 2 years probably. So the younger guys on the totem pole who show up on these finishing crews, they always screed for probably 5, 6 years, and then the next 3 to 4 years they're cutting the joints always, and then after that they're doing the broom or whatever the finish is. They're running it. So they evolve too in these crews. The older guys don't screed, and then when they've been around as long as Javier, they don't cut joints either unless he wants to. But he's just doing all the technical stuff. He's watching everything. He tells everyone, "Hey, you guys re-screed that. It's low there." He's going to fix it with the bull float. So you need different levels of finishers too. They all might be called concrete finishers, but there's a different level of. You need two main guys like Javier and the guy in the orange are both aces, and then Jonathan's going to be an ace, but he's still screening. He's got 3 years of screening every day he goes out, and then he'll be cutting joints, and then he'll be the bull floating guy and the broom guy. So they have different prerequisites for each guy. They already know what they're going to do. All the joints are marked on this. This is 5 foot diamonds. It's a sandwash with colored concrete. I can't stand colored concrete. Excuse me. I always steer customers away from it. But there's a couple colors I will use. This is pewter. So you need a 1 pound per yard, a really really light color, and it won't lighten out. If you use a 2 or 3 pound per yard color and then in a couple months it's so faded and shaded and uneven, I mean, why would you pay 20, 30, $40,000 for a driveway and then have it all bleached uneven and it looks like shit? And there's no control of it. So I'll use a couple colors and that's it. This pewter is one of them. Light grays is just a couple shades darker than a regular concrete or something like that. This lightens up, but it's only 1 pound per yard. It'll lighten out even. These stamps with these stained borders, and there's so much going on. It just looks so hokey to me. I don't even, and most of the people out here too, nobody pours that anymore. It's all sandwash out in California, which it sets the trends for everything on the West Coast. It's basically all the decor's design is from out here. But I have been getting a lot of calls from architects, landscape architects from other states, or I got a couple of calls yesterday from concrete contractors in other states saying, "Hey, my customer's seen your floating steps video," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is about the 5,000th call I've gotten." That's why I'm putting a course together. The homeowner can buy it. They can't find contractors in other states that can do the floating steps, so they can buy the course and have them do it or have them buy it, and because paying me to consult these phone calls I'm getting and I'm on the phone is not really what I want to do. So I'd rather just sell the course and then they can do it. And then I'll have other courses where you can talk to me twice out of the month for an hour or so for a more expensive package. But I don't really want to talk on the phone all the time and explaining it. I'm going to do an in-depth floating steps course with a PDF, a paperback, the whole bit on it. And then they can just buy that. Because then when you call me, I can just say, "Hey, just buy the course. I don't want to listen to this free information for an hour and where I got the lights and how I do the face and what the overhang and the gap." And you know, a lot of the other YouTubers and not even just YouTubers should buy it because it would up their people go crazy over that design. And if you're the top guy where you're at and you just keep doing it, you've created a different lane. I mean, concrete is concrete. Oh, we do patios, driveways. How do you decipher who you're going to pick and who's going to get the job? Out here, if anyone comes up to bid against me, a lot of people ask if I've been there to bid it because they're not even going to go because they know the customers already see me on YouTube or social media. And if you call me and you've seen me, you've watched my crew, you've seen the end result, and you've taken the time to call me and you want concrete, I already know it's a 95% sales rate. But I don't monkey around on here. I don't put low IQ people on here and make it the mainstay of my channel and a comedy. I just don't do it. This is straight professional and a lot of information on my channel. I've never seen too many other things where you could learn something. And that's an important legacy you want to leave. Because in 5, 10 years from now, people are going to see it and still call you. It has longevity of sales and marketing, where I never pay for marketing, which seems to be, it used to be a good word of mouth. You could keep going. And now it doesn't seem like that works. You really need some kind of presence. And paying for it seems to be very expensive. So we came about 8, 10 feet from the end to the sidewalk, and we just turn and burn sideways. So we're going off the sidewalk in the screed that we have there that we've already screened it on. That's how we got our elevations. We use stakes up the middle, and then we just take it down. Then you go off that screed. I put about a 2 or 3 foot screen on it. You guys are gonna see this finish here. This is a sandwash finish. It's called a top cast. They have about 12 different levels of etching. Some people in other states might remember it as acid. They used to use acid with a sponge and water, muriatic acid, and they would sponge float it, they called it, or acid wash, or an acid etch. These are the names they use for it out here. There's a pump. This is vital. We just smoked these 2 loads down in 40 minutes, back to back loads, 17 yards. We went over a yard at calc to 16. Color, just collateral damage with the extra yard. Because if I pump the first truck down and then measure it and call it in, they're going to round trip this dude. He ain't coming back for an hour 15. So to bite an extra yard, the bullet, and pay an extra whatever it is, 200 plus the color, but to have the other truck there before I'm even done with the first truck is what's important to me because it's the end product. If I lose a little money to put up a better product, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have a cold joint. Everybody knows and respects me, and they know if the truck ain't there, I ain't going to use them anymore. So I get precedence on anybody who calls. Mine's all on video. It's all YouTube, and then it's a it has to be perfect. The jobs I do. So here's the pump. That's an Olin 545. A lot of people call about the pump, which I'm going to do a pump course too. In California, we use 3/8, 3,000 psi. I use a city mix too a lot. It's a 3250. I'm pretty sure it calcs to a 3,500 psi. The city mix probably has slag in it. It doesn't have fly ash, but the slag's supposed to they're replacing it instead of fly ash. It's supposed to be you can't see it, but it still shades shitty. So I just like straight cement. There's my boy Milton. This guy's top flight finisher also. So we have Javier. I forget the guy in the orange's name, Jonathan and Milton. I mean, we just have 4 aces here. I backed my truck up after I pumped. And you say, why would you pump this? Because I can. I own pumps. This is what I do. I place concrete. I demo concrete. I contract pouring concrete. I mean, this is why I have a pump. And if I had a pump business, I'd have 3 or 4 again. But this guy called me just to demo it. I made 3 G's off the demo, and then I told him, hey, I got pumps, and he really, and then he's like, oh, I go, you want me to bring my crew? He wanted 5 foot diamonds, saw cut with sandwash, colored, and I'm like, you guys aren't concrete guys, bro. I just gave him a price, and he thought about it. Then he called me, and I came and poured it. But I got a concrete bench, pool deck, which is so weird. I put up so many videos, and I've done so many pool decks, but I don't recall that I have a pool deck video. I'm not sure, but I don't recall having one. So that's gonna be cool to have one because I wanted a couple of everything. So now when I do the pool deck, I think I'm doing it in 3 weeks. I might go to the Grand Canyon on vacation with my girls and then to Catalina Island. So I might be gone for 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna do that other job that with the bench and everything on it. The one job has a concrete bench, a pool deck, driveway, and a floating step off the back of the house. So there's like 4 or 5 videos there. There's a man there. He'll be in the videos with me in the learning. He'll be talking about the tools you need, the timing, how he got to where he's at. But he's as good as they're gonna get. You guys know who he is. He runs all my stuff for me. And with him there, I'm very confident about what we're doing. Obviously, he's been with me for years. And here's his boy Milton. Milton actually, he found him at Home Depot. He actually worked as a laborer for 8 years. And then when he started coming to my jobs, probably 5, 6 years ago, we just kept advancing him. He's just full-fledged finisher, and the guys I have to be top notch. It's a reflection of me, of the work. So I don't monkey around and bring in competent people. Look, California has a luxury of talent. There's so many good concrete finishers out here, and then there's some that's not as good. So you can see if you watch, you can look what section each guy troweled, and I look at it once they leave the whole thing, and I know I could tell why they're doing it. Milton come back up and reskate everything and kill any imperfections. So you got Javier looking at it, you got Milton, you got the other guy 20 years experience. You got like 80 years experience between them all. Somebody's going to catch something. And then I've been doing it over 20 years. So when you hire West Coast, that's what I'm all about. You're going to get what you pay for. Here's the top cast. This is a number three. It's just going to expose the sand. It's a little wash. It takes about a 16th of an inch of the cream off the top when you wash it down. I wash it 2 hours later the same day. Wintertime makes it tricky, and this stuff's hard to get off sometimes. So if you wait till the next day and you pressure wash it, you got to get a rougher broom and work a little harder, but it'll still come out perfect. These guys washed it the next day. It came out really nice. I like to wash it 2 hours later is exact timing. But in the winter and overcast, that's why I try not to pour it in the winter or in the overcast, because I got to come back the next day. When it's hot out, you can do it. Yeah, 8 months out of the year, you can wash it in California 2 hours later. And we didn't have a Hudson, so this guy got these sprayers, which work okay, but you got to strain it. You got to put like a paint strainer in it and dump it in it, the top gas in, and it drips through real slow. Otherwise, it'll plug this tip up. It almost looks like a coffee thing, but it's a paint strainer. You just put it on top of the that sprayer, and then one guy's got to sit there and hold the bucket and keep dumping it in there. And you'll see the shit that it catches because it'll plug this sprayer right up. I told the guy if you don't have a Hudson, buy three of these, and if we only use one, take the other two back. But you can't be spraying it with one sprayer and it's plugged up. Those East Coast ones, if someone wants to send me one of those, now those are way nicer than the sprayers we have out here. Because I think they spray a lot. Everyone does. They seal it back there because of the salt and the freeze and everything. So everybody seals it, and they have better sprayers. There's the finish right there. That's the top cast. So it's going to eat and retard a 16th of the inch of the top off, and then they're going to wash it, saw cut it. You guys will see the final product. I mean, that's lights out. You're not getting better work than that. You're not getting a better look than that. That's 3,000 psi straight cement, color pewter, with the best in the West doing it. Let me know what you guys think of that look. I absolutely love it. Thank you very much for watching the best in the West. I hope everyone has a nice Memorial weekend. And thank you for subscribing and watching my channel.